It's the boy! But I was using those snacks. That's literally the whole event. Amazing. What do you got for me, buddy? That was it. Never mind that that is an exact thing that we have done several times already when I come in to rest. He's just a good boy. That's all there is. He's just a good boy. Hey, Felix.
Oh.
It's the atmosphere of the town. Oh, on the other hand, that's a little more negative, I guess. Ooh, rough. That just raises further questions. I mean, they've been on my mind for quite a while. It just kind of goes with the fact that we live here with them. But I'm sure he means that in a little more specific way. This is true. You know, I'd believe that. Given what we've seen of Viola's story, where people of myth in one world exist as real people in another. And I mean, we've literally seen it with Kuniko. Okay, if this process is real, maybe it's also not an exact science, maybe it's chaotic and unpredictable. Maybe images and concepts can combine to create unusual results, or maybe sometimes the idea can manifest into reality. The ideas that manifest in reality don't have to be widespread. Maybe sometimes all it takes is a pencil sketch that a dork in Canada drew when he was a kid. Maybe I'm starting to understand this world a bit more. Cool. Shall we finish up here? It depends how many universes there are, how many parallel worlds there are. If there's an infinite number, then everything has to be real somewhere. I think I'm on a pretty good creative streak at the moment. Pretty happy about it. Well, that's cool.
Huh?
Really think so. I try to have a good perspective on things. After I quit my job, I was pretty angry. It's easy to let a bad experience like that turn you bitter. Spite can only motivate you for so long, though. I'm trying to have a more positive outlook on life. Besides, this island is too weird to take seriously. What's the point in letting it get you down? I think I realized that there are kind of in-betweens for the main heart events that you just get when resting, and it's little scenes like that. And it may be a requirement to get one of those before it lets you get the heart.
Hey.
Tell me, Felix, what are you doing with your life? I have something to show you. You want to come hang out at my place for a bit? Sure. I hope you'll like it. Okay, are you ready for this? This character is the Outsider. She's a knight who's traveled from her distant land to seek the challenge of the Jade Swordsman. You see, the Jade Swordsman is an immortal machine from a long-dead civilization who challenged the Outsider to a battle and won. The Outsider must now stick to her word to journey to the Swordsman Fortress and submit to execution, lest the Swordsman bring ruin to the Outsider's homeland. Well, that's sad. The Outsider is quiet, but she's resourceful and determined. I don't think the Outsider intends to bow down to their fate so easily. It's a loose adaptation of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, which is a medieval story about a knight of King Arthur's court who makes a similar journey. Interesting. I don't know how my version will end just yet. I'll have to see where the story takes me. Yeah, aren't you in control of the story or where the story takes you? We're realizing, though, that he kind of feels stories can kind of be their own thing. They will want to do something. Well, I created the characters, but who they are determines where the story goes. I can't force an ending onto them. The decision the Outsider makes is down to them. And down to you, of course. You're my inspiration, after all. What? I've found, just in doing the little bit of writing that I have done, once you have very much established, like you could say, yeah, you're in control of the story. You can have characters do whatever you want. And technically that's true. But once you have really established who the characters are, once you really understand who they are, what they want, how they talk, what their motivations are, just everything, you don't really have a lot of control anymore. Who they are is going to determine what the story does with them. And I've kind of found that out even for myself. Come on. The traveling hero from far away who's determined to fight their dead-end fate. That's tofu all over. Oh, they're giving me the option to flirt. I try my best. How did I do? I see you as a friend. Really? Asking me out a date would have been easier. I mean, the Zode story wasn't a ploy just to get you to spend time with me. I am actually going to write more of it. But can you blame me for going all out? I like to put effort where it matters. That's cute. Like I said, I try my best. It's interesting how some of these go in different ways, and I think that determines also, or that's also based on what the character's personality is. Like, I feel like, on one hand, Kaylee was fairly middle of the road. She, committed to it, but wasn't over the top. Meredith was just like, hey, yo, let's go start making out. And then here we get Keith, who, that barely felt like it really acknowledged that it got there. But, there's something, though. And I feel like that's more fitting of his personality, though. Okay, only one left. Viola, let's go. Popular establishment, the Gramophone. It does not sell ale, correct? But instead this coffee. That's right. And the people of your time consume this coffee in great quantities. They sure do. Enlightening. I wish to experience the coffee, as the good people of Harbor Town do. As such, I have acquired a flask of this beloved beverage, a gift from Clements. Viola drinks a cup of coffee. What? I feel like I would say, what do you think, but I like what is your verdict better. It is a hearty drink. The appeal is clear to me. As for this sugary pastry she also gave me so kindly, what would you call this? It's a cinnamon roll. The flavors, the sweetness. And yet it has gone so quickly, a pure and fleeting joy. Good night, sweet roll. So this was a success, then?
Yes.
I would say so. I'm gonna have to look up the story that she's in. And see if, like, because I know literally nothing about it. See if, like, she's even in it at all, or if they kind of made up this whole thing, even though it is a real story. I don't know. If I were to one day leave this place, I would be foolish to speak a word of my time here. An island beyond the countries of Earth, inhabited by spirits and fey creatures. My friends would think me a madwoman. In my efforts to learn about the many realms outside of Harbor Town, I've acquired some documents of great significance. Learning material?
Yes.
My time here on New Wirral has shown me that my understanding of the world I lived in was but a grain of sand in an endless ocean. Truly, there are many realms like the one I hail from, such as your own, dear Tofu. I asked friend Meredith for her aid, and she provided me this tome. I think it's a horror fiction. I don't think I know. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what's fiction and what's not, though. And honestly, I don't know if it even matters.
Well.
Indeed, I have concluded that the accounts within are imaginary. However, I must draw your attention to Chapter 5, much of which describes effective ways to slay the living dead. Do we not fight monsters on a regular basis? Perhaps there is more that we can be learned from this document than you may have first assumed. Nevertheless, I think Meredith lent me this book simply out of a love for the macabre. It was an enjoyable read. Perhaps I shall request more books from her. Come, I wish to put my newly acquired lessons to practice. Just gonna go start fighting undead. Tell me, what is the name of the monstrous form you wear in battle? Right now it's Miss Mimic. Oh wow! It actually checks which one you have equipped. Miss Mimic, it suits you in a curious way. We have not journeyed together for long, dear Tofu, but it feels like we have lived a lifetime of stories together already. Perhaps that is the true purpose of this land. Those who step foot upon its shores are fated to leave with many tales of their adventures. I mean, if they leave at all. A lot of people here haven't, but I guess we're fixing to change that. I am thinking once again of the words of the trickster Robin Goodfellow. He said that he and I are the creation of a playwright, that our stories were already written for us. I did not let his words crush my spirit, of course. As I said, my story is mine to write and mine alone. Still, it is a curious thing for one's own tale to exist betwixt the pages of a book in another land. Do all stories work in such a manner? Perhaps in one realm one may find the Book of Tofu. I am sure it is a riveting read. It's not a book, but it is a video game.
Greetings.
There are matters I would wish to discuss with you, friend. Do you think we could leave this place for somewhere peaceful? Sure. Ooh. Nice and peaceful. I must say this. The people of Harbor Town live unburdened by expectation, do they not? Yeah, what do you mean? No lords to please, no king to kneel before. Free to find purpose in one's own actions. I envy such a life. Yeah, what were you doing before?
Well...
My family name is one of great repute and wealth, but ill fortune had fallen upon us. My brother and I were tasked with reaching out to a family friend in another country, so that they may aid us. But as you may surmise, my ship did not reach those shores, and the land I found myself on was this one, a dreamland of spirits and beasts.
Well...
How easy would it be to forget my kin and remain here? It would be a happy life, one of the finest company. For this land has you, my dear Tofu. Oh yeah, I think we can be more than friends. More than friends? Speak plainly, in what manner do you see me? Oh, we gotta be right worthy. You have a way with words when the occasion arises, friend. I wear my heart upon my sleeve. I cannot deny my feelings. Your beauty has always been clear as daylight to me. Come, dear Tofu. Yeah. And that should be all of the relationships. I feel like as well, many of them lent themselves to romance more than others, and still, even in the end, we learned more about some characters than others. For encountering her so late in the game, Viola has a lot of story to work through. Like, usually, characters have, like, their own immediate story that they have to deal with, and then they have their own story to deal with after the fact that you can help them come to terms with what's going on here and where they're going to go from there. And of course, there's how you grow alongside them, and how they grow alongside you. And somewhere along the line, you learn more about them, who they are, what they want. And Viola has so much. Because you didn't learn anything about her, really. Through her part of the story, you were dealing so much with her, like, not her trauma, but her issue, that it wasn't until that was resolved that you actually got to learn who the heck she is. And most of the time after the fact has been spent with her just trying to understand this world and what's going on with it. Like, she has probably the least frame of reference of anybody else here. And I feel like because of that, there was a lot of you two working together and hanging out together, but not nearly as much like connection building between you two. So it felt like it came a little bit out of left field, but also I guess it was how strong it came at the end, because someone like Felix, it kind of came out of left field. But also with Felix, it didn't feel very strongly, whereas here, it's very much like, nah, we good, yo. We going. But, like, there wasn't a lot of build-up to that. Whereas I feel like someone like Kaylee and Meredith, both of them had a lot of good build-up to it. So by the end, it almost felt fitting, like, nah, this feels about right. Anyway, that is the last of that. I am now level 63. Most of the other party members are 60 or up, which should be enough to beat the game with, and that is honestly the only thing really left for us unless we want to go fight Jan. And so I did pretty much all my grinding right up here in the Islington station. Like, you warp up here, there's 2 enemies directly in that room, and I just kind of fight them off and on. And then as soon as I'm ready to heal up, I just go talk to Magikarp and come right back here. That's probably not the best place to grind, but A, there was a quick turnaround because I could just Magikarp to and from that place, like, super fast. And secondly, I'm kind of glad that it didn't get me too high a level, because, like, of course I wanted to get some grinding in, and it does take experience points to rank up everybody's relationship. But I also didn't want to be, like, way over-leveled. I didn't want to get to this point and then, for the sake of videos, I didn't want to get to this point and then just steamroll the rest of the game. So, I think that's all worked out pretty well for us. I am going to spend just a hot minute looking through everybody's monsters and setting up skills as best as I can, because some of them have really not great skill sets attached to them. And I'm just reminded, we also haven't seen anybody interacting with each other here in the middle of the coffee shop in quite a while, and I've probably just been in and out of it enough that we've seen all of the potential interactions. But I think somebody in the comments pointed out that this is actually, and I very much agree with them, that's actually super nice. That interaction. Because it shows so much, this whole game shows so much casual interaction between you and the party members, and even the party members and each other. Even though they don't really have an opportunity to interact with each other. There's still stuff like when we did Sunny's thing, we grabbed like 2-3 people in here and all went off for that. And then every time you come in here, you see them chatting with each other, just about random stuff, just like whatever. Like, not necessarily even anything that has to do with the main story, it's just people chatting, having a good time, learning about each other, being friends. It's good stuff. And even you and your party member, like, every time you rest, you get a little bit of small talk. Not necessarily plot related, not necessarily related to their individual plot or growth. Sometimes it's just little things that you get. And then even while you're running around out there in the field, you enter a new area, and your partner will have a little text box come up that says, like, boy, it sure is cold up here. Like, there's just little chatting. Just being friendly and being people with each other. It's pretty great. Until next time, everyone.